to a brand new video. Today we're doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Tuesday, April 11th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks. You guys can use promo code TUFF to sign up. 100% deposit match. Discord link is in the description. Patreon link in the description. I post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each game of sport that I do play. For this 2-game NBA slate today, I should have around 5 core plays on Patreon, deep dive analysis with full write-ups. So go ahead and check out that link in the description. 2 plays here that I am targeting. NBA playoffs, you guys, the play-in tournament more specifically. Definitely, in my opinion, I think better for player props just because we get these superstars playing extremely hard, right? We get the guys, we get all these players playing extremely hard. There's so much on the line. And I just feel like those rotations get a little bit shorter, right? There's just a lot of variables that I think benefit player props as far as hitting the overs. But at the same time, players get pulled a little bit earlier, in my opinion, if there are some blowouts. Like, for example, Lakers are going to be 8.5-point favorites in this one. Like, if it's the early fourth quarter and the Lakers are up by like 15, 16, there's a chance Minnesota pulls their starters. Just because, they have a shorter rotation anyways with no Gobert and McDaniels and no Naz Reid. So, if they're down, I could definitely see them pulling their starters early. Considering that if they lose, they have that second play-in game, the winner of the 9-10 matchup at home. So keep that in mind. But overall, I think the board and the lines are a little bit sharper here for the playoffs. But nonetheless, we got to Taco Tuesday. I do like the Jimmy Butler taco. I would take the over on this. I am going to take the over on this. I think it's a fairly decent taco. We know playoff Jimmy Butler is an absolute animal. So I am going to be taking the over on that. But I got 2 plays here that I'm targeting. Let's not waste any time. Let's just get right into it. Again, I'm not a gambling expert, not financial advice, simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some inside analysis to make your own player prop decisions. But let's get right into it, you guys. The first one I'm targeting is going to be D'Angelo Russell over 5 assists against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, just right off the bat, this is a revenge game here for D'Angelo Russell, facing the team that did trade him away to the Lakers. If you take a look at his last 5, he has hit the over on this on 3 of his last 5, but both of these misses here at 3 and 4 definitely have... and there are reasoning to why he missed those lines. 232.5 over under. So as far as over unders go, this is the game to target the overs in my opinion. But like I said, D'Angelo, he did miss against Phoenix where he had 3. Against Houston, he only played 15 minutes. He had 4 assists in that matchup. So he did come out of that game a little bit earlier. Than he should have. I guess 15 minutes is, pretty low for D'Angelo Russell. He should see 30 plus minutes tonight in this matchup. He just faced Minnesota on March 31st. Again, revenge game. He faced Minnesota here. I believe this is on the road too in Minnesota, which, teams shoot better at home. So this is a home game for the Lakers. And in that matchup, he had 10 assists on 12 potential assists. So 12 potential assists, converted 10 assists. He made 51 total passes in that matchup. So take a look here. Minnesota over the last 7 days is average giving up the 6th most assists to the point guard position. We take a look at other point guards recently against Minnesota. Just to end the season, Trey Jones had 12 assists. Like I said, D'Angelo Russell had 10. Spencer Dinwiddie had 6, and then Schroeder had 6 in that game. Chris Paul had 6. We just take a look at the hit rate here. All we need is at least 5 here from D'Angelo Russell. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different point guards have hit the over on this in really probably like the last 15 games, right? This is an extremely high hit rate. We're looking at point guards that play 20, 30 plus minutes in this matchup. Extremely high hit rate. Trey Jones just had 12, and that's probably got to be one of his highest assist totals all season long. This obviously Minnesota plays at a faster pace. I think they're playing at an even faster pace now with Gobert off the floor. I think it definitely helps D'Angelo Russell as far as assists goes because it should be easier lob threats at the rim without Gobert on the floor. We know Cat is not really a defensive guy. So it should open up things in the paint for like LeBron cutting to the basket, Austin Reeves cutting to the basket, and coming off passes from D'Angelo Russell. But if you take a look here at the odds, which, he's listed on Sugar House, Bet Rivers, on Unibet, all at 6.5. So we get a 1.5 assist discount here on PrizePicks. He's listed at 5.5 on every other sports book. So we get that 0.5 push potential discount here on PrizePicks for D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion. But, considering he had the revenge game at Minnesota where he had 10 assists on 12 potential, it's a playoff game at home for the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell out there with weapons, Austin Reeves, AD, LeBron, Jared Vanderbilt. He's really out there he can get these assists. He can get this in the first half, in my opinion, against this team. Minnesota should be playing fast without Gobert on the floor, like I said. I do like the over on this. Great odds for us. I think massive, insane push potential here for D'Angelo. That's the first play is going to be Russell. The second one is going to be an interesting one, guys. It's going to be Sadiq Bey, over 13.5 PR. Sadiq Bey, so hear me out on this one. Sadiq Bey, his PR game log this season with the Hawks. Now he missed in the last game of the season at Boston, but he only played 15 minutes. I mean, you do a little bit of a deeper dive on this one. You can see, I mean, the starters didn't even play. He was really the only rotation guy. Him and DeAndre Hunter both played minimal minutes in this matchup. He still finished with 13 PR against Boston, but I mean, take away this last game. This has a hit rate very, very strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of his last 10 games before this miss here where he played 15 minutes. So let's just take a look where he logs 25 minutes, right, with Atlanta. The games when he does log 25 plus minutes. Just take a look at this hit rate, guys. I mean, extremely high hit rate. He's hit this in pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of 12 games when he logs 25 plus minutes. I think we definitely see Sadiq Bey playing 25 plus minutes in this matchup here. What I do like is that we know Miami is great at defending the point guard position and the center position, which leaves, the wings and the power forward position, kind of what Sadiq plays in this lineup, open for some shot attempts. So we're looking at projected minutes. He's projected 23 minutes here on RotoWire. Not really sure why. If we take a look at Sadiq Bey, he's played the Miami Heat 3 times this season, right? Twice with Atlanta and once with Detroit, all in Miami, which this game is in Miami. And he's hit the over on this pretty easily all 3 times. He had 23 PR against Miami with Atlanta, 25 PR against Miami with Atlanta, and then had 17 PR with Detroit at Miami in 31 minutes. But if we take a deeper look at these 2 games versus Miami this season with Atlanta, these 2 games that they played, I think they stayed in Miami March 4th and March 6th. We take a look at Sadiq Bey, and we take a look at kind of how these rotations ended up being. John Collins was just in foul trouble, so he played 20 minutes. Obviously, it helped Sadiq Bey play 32 minutes. And then in the same game, I mean, John Collins in similar kind of foul trouble, had 4 personal fouls, only played 16 minutes. Sadiq Bey played 35 minutes, right? So it's a great spot for Sadiq Bey. We take a look at some other things here. Miami, right, on the season over the last 15, giving up the most 3-pointers to the small forward position, the most points to the small forward position. We know that they've been getting cooked by small forwards all season long. Sadiq in this offense kind of plays more of a 3-4, depending on how the rotations are going to work. He's going to play with John Collins, without John Collins, and he can play with DeAndre Hunter, without DeAndre Hunter. Usually some combination of that. Obviously, they could go small as well and run John Collins at the 5, which would put Sadiq Bey or DeAndre Hunter at the 4. But he's really just a wing, right, in this type of offense here. But like I said, he played great minutes in 3 of 3. He's hit the over on this in Miami this season. We take a look here. Sadiq Bey, the most left corner threes in the NBA. The most. He took the most left corner threes in the NBA. We take a look here at the Miami Heat. They give up the second most 3-point frequency in the NBA. They're giving up the third most opponent 3-point makes in the NBA, 2 teams, opponents-wise. We take a look at Sadiq Bey. He's averaging 8 potential rebounds over his last 15 games, converting 5.4 rebounds per game over that span. We take a look here over the last month. Sadiq Bey playing the 4th most minutes on the team, and per 36, 17.1 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game. I mean, per 36 minutes. I'm not saying he's going to play 36 minutes, but I mean, that's 25.2 PR average per 36. All we need is 14 PR from him tonight. We also take a look at the odds here. There is actually no odds, not really sure why, on Betting Pros. Again, maybe it could be a good play, but there's no PR, points, rebounds odds here on Betting Pros yet. But if we take a look at his rebounding odds, it's minus 155 on DraftKings to go over 3.5. So we're looking at least 4 rebounds from Sadiq Bey tonight. And then his points as well, we're looking at over 9.5, minus 132 on FanDuel. Obviously, there isn't a ton of books here really out yet, but I mean, Betting Pro is looking at projection of 14 points from Sadiq Bey tonight. And we take a look at his PRA at 14.5. It's minus 111 at 14.5. But you can see the hit rate over of 11.5. Over 11 of the last 15 when it's set at 14.5. Betting Pro is projecting him for 20.3 PRA tonight with an 83% cover probability. against the Miami Heat. So I think it's a great spot. I definitely think there's other factors as well. Just with how Jimmy Butler plays in the playoffs, I think there could be some foul trouble for John Collins and DeAndre Hunter, which could give Sadiq Bey some more minutes as well. But like I said, the hit rate has been extremely strong. When he plays 25 plus minutes, you can see here 11 of 12 games this season with with Atlanta when he has hit the over on this. He's hit the over on this pretty easily. 2 games, 2 of his best games with Atlanta have come against Miami, 25 and 23 PR. All we need is 14 tonight, you guys, from Sadiq Bey. These are the 2 plays here for this YouTube video that I'm targeting tonight. NBA playoffs play-in tournament here. Sadiq Bey over 13.5 PR. D'Angelo Russell over 5 assists. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2 plays. Drop a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, let's cash.